As somebody that's a pure-hearted person, I've realized there's a lot of advantages and there's a lot of disadvantages of being like us. And I wanted to make this video because this is a video for a type of people that doesn't seem to have as much belonging, is that the word? Or more sense of community, okay? I feel like we're a lot more anomalies. Like if there's a friend group, I'm not saying your friend group isn't pure hearted, but it's like another level of it where you're just I'm not gonna say purely good person, but you're a genuine person. There aren't as many genuine people. I feel like somebody like me, searching and finding genuine people is a lot more rare. I don't know if this has something to do with our generation we're in right now, or if this is just how the world has always been. But what I've realized as being a genuine person and going through different parts of my life, whether that's business, dating, friends, whatever it may be, school, I've realized there's disadvantages of being like this, but usually that disadvantage is partnered with the advantage that I think makes it worth it. And so I want to paint out all not all of them. I'm not going to say I know all the advantages and disadvantages of being a pure-hearted, genuine person. But I want to kind of mirror each one because each one has a partner. And you may be like, man, I got to deal with this. But you're forgetting that, yo, this is what allows for this. You know what I'm saying? I think it outweighs, but we'll go into it. You can make your own assumption or own decision. But I just see so many people that are pure-hearted, genuine people, and they end up deciding to be someone that you're not to get these things that don't outweigh these things. Now, different people may value these things more than this. Those are different types of people. But if you're clicking this video, I can kind of guess that you're a genuine person. I think everybody in them kind of has the genuine person in them. It's just they decide to value things that aren't that valuable, or they decide to fall in line with society and not who they truly are in their soul. Okay? If you don't know me, my name is Jamar Root. I'm an inspirational speaker. I help people find their passion and become the better version of themselves. And so if any moment you're rocking with anything I say, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Even if you don't, I enjoyed making the video. Like, comment, all that cool stuff or whatever. But let's get into it. We're going to go through all the cons, all the pros that I have listed down today that I could think of this morning when I went on my morning walk. That's generally how I get my video ideas. I go on a walk in the morning and I start listing things, okay? So don't take everything as Bible. There's just me being a regular guy, a genuine guy. I'm telling you his life experiences and hopefully it's helping. Okay, so the first thing that I feel like we deal with as genuine people is that we can be more lonely than most people. Lonely, okay? So it's less quantity. And when I say this, it doesn't always mean that you don't have a lot of friends. I actually feel like I have a ton of friends. I have a ton of people that like me and quote unquote love me. I remember in college, like I think it was my sophomore year, I realized like I'm kind of popular or whatever. But it's like less quantity in terms of like people that really connect with you. So I remember I actually just wrote it in my book that's coming out in a little bit. And I wrote, it was like, I feel like this is the most I've ever had people around me that like me or whatever it may be, but I've never felt more alone in my life. Because it was like, as many people liked me, how many people actually knew me? And I feel like that I had tons of people that knew me, rocked with me or whatever, but not as many people connected. Now, this is obviously different for everybody how I'm describing it, but when I'm talking about lonely, I mean people that actually understand you, like are actually like, yo, like I get you. Like that is so much rarer for us instead of the people that get off on gossiping or doing the usual things that people do. When we need deeper conversations, we need more vulnerability from certain people, and it's just like we don't get that as often, okay? And so it can be sucky because it's less quantity of somebody that connects with us. We don't have as many, people that we're just willing to date or be in a relationship with. We're more picky because we're more special, we're more genuine, we're not just faking things, and that has its cons. So like people like me and you maybe can't have a roster of girls or guys. We maybe can't do certain things that our friends are doing because it just isn't in our DNA and our soul. We're too genuine for certain things. And so we end up having less quantity of people we connect with because where we connect is stuff that's more special, more rare, and it can kind of suck. But the counter to that is when we do connect with somebody, it's just higher quality, okay? So how did I want to write this? Let's go into super strong slash rare connections. So when we do connect with somebody, it's like so much stronger. Okay, I want to so we put less quantity. I'm going to put more quality. How you spell I'm spelling it wrong. Quality. Okay. You get more quality. So it's rare and rare for you to find somebody that connects with you. But when you do connect with somebody, yo, that joint off the hook. And a lot of times you talk to people that don't face this and they have no idea what like really being connected with somebody is like. Like for me, I remember in college when I went through this, I remember it was like months and months and months. I really wanted a girlfriend at the time and I couldn't find it. Like I was talking to this girl and that girl, or this girl would dub me, whatever. It was just so much. Like my friends were just, college and getting any girl, and that just wasn't me. But when I did find somebody that I connected with, oh my goodness, it was like heaven on earth. Like it was like this person, like it was just an amazing experience. And so the quality is so much rarer, but it's so much better, okay? And I think we have to remember when you get it so often, it's harder to have this because now you're overstimulated. It's too much, you know what I'm saying? But because we haven't getting it as much, when we do get it, it's so much more special. And I think this is way more valuable than this. You can make your own decision, but just messing with any and everybody and just giving any and everybody, your full self, it isn't as valuable as finding the right couple people. And I think that's one of the pros of being pure-hearted. We can kind of mess up and not be able to get as many, but when we do get somebody or something, and this isn't just relationships, this is anything. Whenever we do get something we love to do or a person we love or find something we enjoy, it's just a stronger bond, a stronger whatever. And I think that's super big. Okay, next one. Next one, and I'm sorry, I'm writing in all red and blue now because my black marker just like died. Like I wrote this and it's cool, and then y'all can see it kind of faded on that joint. Like it's like what the heck. So we're writing it all red and blue. Maybe it looks cool. I don't know, but next one. People tend to take advantage of us. Thing about being a pure-hearted person is some people will take advantage of that. They know you're not dealing with ulterior motives. You genuinely just are a nicer person. You want to give back, whatever it may be. And people will do that knowing they have ulterior motives. They'll use it. And it can suck. It's like, dang, that person really just used me. Man, this person. But the thing is, when you're being yourself, and I'm going to go right into the pro because this is, man, I know this sucks. We get taken advantage of. But I feel like when we are pure-hearted to people, when we're genuine to people, when I don't know about you, but like I'm much more willing to just help somebody off the bat. I'm much more willing to just be like, yo, I got you off the bat. I'm assuming the best first instead of assuming the worst first. And so, I'm going to give you good until you prove me wrong. But I think because we do this, because we're genuine people, we end up wasting less time. And the reason I say we waste less time is because people are going to reveal themselves to us a lot quicker. We're going to have a lot more, I think the word is like discernment of knowing if somebody's even for us a lot quicker because they're going to show us quicker because we're going to give the goodness, I don't know if that's the right word, so much earlier. So a lot of times, if you're in a relationship and you're holding your cards back, you know what I mean? It takes a lot of time until somebody reveals their cards. And both of y'all are just wasting 3 months because y'all aren't showing each other the real self. If you show your real self and they take advantage of that, all right, I already know I don't need to be messing with you. And I think that's one of the things, and this is not a pro or con, this is also a lesson to you if you're a pure-hearted person. One of the skills you have to develop as a pure-hearted person is the willingness to cut people off and the willingness to say no once people have showed their true colors. I understand you see the best of people. I understand that's also another con I'm going to bring up. But I understand you want to do right by people, but you can't try to please everybody. Us as pure-hearted people, one of the things we have to step out of is always being genuine, but never be a people pleaser. Because you can't please everybody. You are only meant to help so many people. You can't save the world. That's how you destroy yourself. Whew. You can't save the world. That's how you destroy yourself. You just play your part and watch how things transpire. But if you try to help every single person, try to be there for the people that do you wrong, you're going to waste more time. And guess what? There's going to be somebody that needs your genuine energy that's going to miss out on you because you're wasting your time with people that have already shown you their true colors. Okay? So be you, be genuine. It's just now you know. And when you know, cut them off. Distance yourself, okay? So I think that's a big one, and that's something I had to learn, okay? Once somebody shows you true colors, which we see the true colors a lot quicker because we're going to show our true colors because we're just genuine people, right? So we're just, people gonna show their true colors, and when we see it's wrong, we waste less time. But when it's right, we know more quickly that it's something rare. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I be having connections with people, and it be just one interaction. I'm like, that's one of them ones. Like, I have friends. We met in 2 minutes. We're like, you gonna be one of them ones, and we've been friends ever since. Diehards. You know what I'm saying? So we get to have this, we get to know about this quicker, okay? And usually it means if it don't click in the first little, we probably know it ain't it. I don't know. I've even had people, I'm like, I ain't even met him yet, and I already know I don't mess with him. Like, I can just tell by his movements. Nah, bro, I can tell his energy. I think that's one of the pros of being genuine, man. We waste less time because we just have that discernment. I guess that's the word. If that's the word I've been kind of learning. Okay, next one. Why my Notion page got to do that? Okay, the next one is, hold on. We miss out on more. So the reason why we miss out on more things is because we are going to always, not always, we're not perfect people, but like we're gonna fess up and tell the truth. We're not gonna take advantage of people. You know what I mean? We're not gonna halfway lie. For example, something that happened to me recently. How do I want to say this? I was on a date, and basically something came up at the end. We had an amazing time. Something came up at the end that she never asked about, but she was like, I could never do that. And I could have chose not to be like, oh, well, I do that, or I am that, and continue the vibe and get my kiss at the end of the day, and, you know, bliss, whatever happens. I mean, I was like, yo, that's me. You know what I'm saying? I do that. And it ruined the whole day. And I think a lot of times people will, I don't want to say lie, but they'll like not show their full truth when obviously the person is showing that your truth is something they have a problem with. And so for me, like, in us, is like, we'll miss out on things because we're not willing to manipulate. We're not willing to do wrong. We're not willing to F somebody over, for lack of better words, for our own short-term gain. And so we miss out on a lot of things. One of the conversations I have with a lot of my friends is like, Jamar, why didn't you just lie to her? I'm like, bro, what do you mean? Why not lie to her? Because that's not who I am. I'm going to tell somebody. And if somebody rocks with me, I want to know they rock with me, not this fake version of me that I painted for them. And so we can deal with missing out on things, okay? I'm not going to do somebody wrong. I'm not going to, F somebody over. I'm not going to mess with a girl that got a boyfriend. And I use dating a lot because it's just where it comes out a lot for me. But for you, it could be different things. I'm not going to sacrifice my morals for bread, even if that's the bread. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm just not going to do that. And so we miss out on things, again, in the quantity. But because we do this, where's my blue? Because we miss out on more, we stay aligned for what we are meant for. You see, when you, and I like, again, I'm gonna use a dating example again. When you do this, when you don't miss out on these things by lying or doing things that are against your morals, whatever it may be, you may get these things, but you don't realize what you're missing out on. You don't realize that you're now taking up space somewhere in your life where there is something better that's actually supposed to be there if you were just patient and real. Okay? So maybe I lose this girl, right? But maybe this opens up space for me to meet the girl of my dreams that I'm actually meant for. Maybe I don't take the bread and I have to live a little hard for a while, but then life blesses me with the opportunity to do what I love to do and get paid even more money. We always stay aligned for what we're meant for because we're always putting out who we truly are, and it keeps us aligned. And so if something isn't going to be received to us because of who we are, we're cool with missing out on that because it's not who we are. We're never going to, I'm not going to say never, but we're not going to sacrifice short-term feelings or wants for our long-term alignment. Okay? There's much more trust and soul in our karma that everything's going to work out. And so if I have to miss out on this girl, on this kiss or whatever, if I have to miss out on this job, this friend, quote unquote, it's okay because there's always a counter. Okay? And so, yes, I will miss out on things. Yes, I won't be able to tell the boys, yo, I got her. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be able to get my wife, or I'll be able to get whatever is meant for me. Whatever is meant for me is I'm always aligned with because I'm doing my job by being me. And I think this is stuff people forget about. So you may be able to get that thing, but now you your space is filled up and you're not available for what you're truly meant for. I think this is really gonna hit, okay, for somebody. And this is actually helping me because it's like, dang, bro, this is what you need to hear. So I feel like I'm getting cuddly right now. But y'all like, comment, subscribe if y'all rock with me, okay? All right. Next one. Yeah, this is a big one for me. This is a really big one for me. You aren't as good at shallow. I'm gonna put this in all caps. Things. One thing about a genuine person is the things that are shallow in this world are just harder for us to participate in. And that's in all facets of life. It's just harder to do things that you know is just shallow. It has no depth. It has no like real sincerity. It's not genuine. It's just straight off of like bro, we just doing this just because of this. Like it's not real. Like you're maybe not able to do one night stands. You're not able to rock with somebody that you know don't rock with me. They only want you because of something like, you know what I'm saying? You're not able to do shallow things as much. And I feel myself not relating to a lot of my friends or people or just things in this world where they accept things as normal. I'm like, that's so shallow. Like, why would I do that? And so it's harder for us to do shallow things, okay? And so it's just really hard to do it. But with us not being able to do shallow things and with us, we're able to do things that the people that are so easy to do shallow things, we're able to do things they can't do. And it's the things that are the most special things in the world, okay? And so because we don't participate in things that are that aren't soulful, I think that's a better word, things that aren't soulful, okay? We're not able to participate things that we don't feel in our soul as easily. But because of that, we are natural at things we are meant to do. So people are off with the shallow things, but one of the things I have that my friends are like, man, how do you do that? Or people in my life are like, man, you just, you know what I'm saying? I'm really good at connecting with people and like getting people to relate. Like I'm an inspirational speaker that speaks all across the country. These kids like feel me. One thing that I have that's like a special superpower is that little kids and old people, like they're like right there with me. Why? And this is a whole nother topic. I'm glad I brought this up. Those are the most genuine people in the world. The babies and the old people, because no longer is their logic or their mind or what the world is saying is controlling. It's all in their heart because that's all they got, okay? The older people, their mind is kind of gone, but they got their heart. And so they're, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're so much sweeter. But then the young kids, they don't even have nothing in their mind. They're just moving through their heart. They're pure. Those are the people we're most alike, and those are people you have to study as a pure-hearted person to be like. I always study kids, and I always study old people because those are the people I want to be like as much as possible because they're the ones following their intuition and their heart, and they're the ones that make you feel the best. Have you ever realized that? Why? That's because they're not people doing shallow things that are stupid, that are off-kilter. They're living through their heart, and when you can do that and still be somebody that's like our age, not an old or young person, it's like a superpower. And so like for me, when I go to these schools, these kids connect with me. I'm changing people's lives. Why? Because I have a deepness connection with my inner soul. I'm not using my bodily things or short. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm so in tune with my soul. And every time you do these shallow things, you become less and less in tune with your soul. Every time you're getting drunk every weekend, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm probably going to do that this weekend, this Labor Day weekend this weekend. I'm probably going to do that. But it's not as often, okay? The more you do things that take you out of connection to your soul, the less you can do these things, the less you can talk on a camera and just freestyle talk and just speak through your heart. I can do this very easily. Why? Because I'm in tune with myself. I meditate 3 times a day. I'm in tune. I know who I am. I took the time. And so I'm able to do things I'm meant to do. I love speaking. So I'm able to do this on another level. When I get in flow state when I'm playing basketball because I'm in tune. I'm not thinking too much, okay? I'm not thinking, I want to make this shot so people think I'm cold. No, I'm just enjoying the hooping. You see what I'm saying? We're just much more flow statey. We're much more in the moment. All these people are much more result-oriented. They're much more pride-oriented, ego-oriented, and we're much more in the moment-oriented. And when you're in the moment-oriented, you actually get the better results in the long run, which is kind of what I've been painting in all this. All these things are better in the long run. All these things are better in the short term. We always win, okay? It's just in the short term, they can be like, dang, they get to have that. But in the end, they're always like, man, how'd you get all this, dude? I'm telling you, this is always the way. I have one more for you guys, but this has been a good video. And if you're a pure-hearted person, just know I'm here with you. You're not alone. Don't switch up because social media or your friends or whatever. Be you. Everything's gonna happen in due time. Okay. And there's another big one that I have to deal with, and this is really a curse and a blessing. And this is how we're gonna end this. I'm glad we're gonna end this with this one. But and it's kind of both. This last one I'm gonna say is kind of both. I'm gonna just write it down on both, and then I'm gonna explain it. See the best in people. So seeing the best in people is a good thing and a bad thing, okay? It can be a curse and it can be a blessing, okay? And the reason I say this is because it depends on what ends up transpiring with seeing the best in people, because each person is different. And so when you see the best in people, I'll start off with the con, because that's how I've been doing the video. But when you see the best in people, sometimes you can stay, and this is kind of why I had to emphasize this a while back ago. But you can invest, and like, bro, I see it in you. But they never, at the end of the day, the only person that can change somebody is the person, you know what I mean? And so sometimes we stick it out with people. Maybe it's a relationship because you can see the best in them. Or like, this person may have all these red flags, but you're paying attention to the one green flag. I find myself doing that in dating sometimes where I'm like, but I can see it. But it's like, but they did all this. You know what I'm saying? And so you see the best in people, and sometimes you hold on too long, or sometimes you see it and you're waiting and waiting. But at the end of the day, they have control of their life. If they don't want to be better, then you can't wait for better. And sometimes we end up in sticky situations because we're seeing the best people, when people that aren't like this, it's like, you know what I mean? If they don't see it, they're like, boom, you know what I mean? But we see the best. But the thing is, when you see the best in people, you can really change the world because you're able to see things that other people can't see for themselves. You're able to help somebody become who they're meant to become, which provides purpose all across the world. You know, there's been people I've influenced in my life that have truly changed other people's lives. Like, one of the most beautiful things is when I mentored somebody and then they ended up then mentoring a bunch of people. And they didn't even know what I like. I saw something in them that they didn't see in themselves. And then they finally became what I saw in them, which was such a beautiful thing. And then they started inspiring and helping more and more people. So my one person of seeing that in them multiplied to like all these people, which then probably multiplied to more people and more people. That's a crazy chain reaction that came from me being pure-hearted. They came from me not trying to help him because I thought he could do something for me, but just because I saw something in him. And I've had this type of thing in multiple things in my life, and I think that's so much outweighs than every now and then being wrong. And I think we just have to have the discernment and the not wasting too much time, but still investing, because you never know who needs you to see the best in them, for them to become the best version of themselves, which then could have the chain reaction of changing the world, changing other people's lives. So I hope this video allowed you to see that, yes, there's cons, usually in the short term, that prevent you from wanting to be the person you truly are. But in the long term, we always win. In the long term, we always get the people we're meant to get. We always get the jobs or the opportunities we're meant to get. We always end up providing more and more purpose that's beyond our imagination, instead of just going for the things that get you the numbers in the short term. We can get things that are times 1,000 just by being you, as long as you're being a little patient, okay? So again, if you're a genuine person, just know you may be going through a lonely stage, you may be going through things not going your way, but just know it's all preparing you for something bigger in life. Life has something planned for you. You are special for a reason, okay? I need you to trust that, be patient, and just know I'm here for you. If you have a comment, I'll make a video on a question if you have it, okay? I would love to make a video, or just respond to your comment and just offer you support and give you advice, because whatever you've been through, chances are I maybe have been through, or at least I can just give you a positive perspective, okay? So remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you want more videos to become the better version of yourself, find your passion, or build a career out of doing what you love to do, check out one of my videos. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. This is awkward. I don't know how to end the video. Thank you. I love you. I guess I'll go eat breakfast now. Bye.